this defense does, because we know G2 is going to be coming out very, very strong here.
Okay, 100 feet on defense, G2 on attack.
G2 is creeping into B main.
The only real benefit from the Sage is the fact you have like 2 hard shutdowns at the same time, so you can insta-delay twice, but Deadlock kind of gets that after a little bit of time as well.
The team drops in, they waterfall off of heaven to give each other the support.
There's a nice fast flood from them.
This is exactly how you need to retaliate. Just Jogamo and Trent left alive in the 2 that you would honestly want in this position.
Information under third as Busio drops.
I was gonna say, are they gonna wait and we get salvos?
Crossfire between the backside of the column. That's one. It's gonna be Trent now in the clutch. One right click. He could have it again.
Whoa.
It's just gonna be the flick. It's just gonna be the flick. He jumps. He delivers the same
reload. The reload is getting me.
We just played Valorant 2020 again. Everybody, jump, click, right click, classic. It's Cryo towards the end, reloading.
Dude,
just
had a chance.
in time to win the 1v1 against Trent, who was about to go
Rex said,
into
thank you so
another
much. Dude, I
clutch
haven't,
round.
I don't know what to answer to that. I
probably
haven't
would've
been
cut
here
all
long
the
enough. I don't
wins.
go outside, man. You can't ask me this stuff.
Under the sails of what 100 Thieves has in terms of hope to fight back in the second map. And it was much needed. You're already seeing the heavy investment going to the second round. Already a Phantom in the hands of Cryo after those 3
Okay,
kills.
2-1 on the pistols. They're doing okay on the
G2's
pistols.
not going for a buy because it didn't have the plant.
Bustio already starting to get out of his chair there. Trying to answer back at the Valen IGL jumps that we had from last game. Asuna with the stinger in mid. The Leaf Lurk is down and crumbled.
Yeah, at this rate, should be a done deal in favor of 100 Thieves. You've lost so much in the very beginning. Yeah, you could maybe try to create some space. Space is looking to be done towards G2 side to pull a bit of a rotate to give Jogmo a chance to fight a 1v1. He's in the right angle for now. Xander's not looking towards the right angle.
A little bit of miscommunication there. A fraction of a second off to get that nade to come back. And they will try to take mid. So nice little back and forth from G2, but they're not gaining too much space with everything that they're using. They have to stick together with just these classics. One for Cryo. Drops
the delay.
Already you have the run over and now
these salvos kind of means that Asuna might get some more eco frags here. That'll be good to get his ult online early.
A player like Cryo, somebody who on one map could just turn it in the favor of 100 Thieves, and in this moment we need him to activate so we can push the map to Pearl.
Okay, nicely done. Well, they got that res early, but honestly we've seen multiple rounds where they aren't in positions, I guess, to use them. They don't really change up the setup for them, and it's very hard to play against the Teo anyway to get a res off. So, like situational. Oh.
Even this safety in this play, Asuna's like, no, don't push. To Cryo, get that crossfire. Like, even for that moment, you can see how serious they are taking each and every frag that comes across their screen. We're into the weapons. I don't see any judges, no buckies for the mail room. Everything's going to be rifles and subs here. The A push is very, very fast. Get the TP up here. You see Valen and Jogamo doing this quite a bit. They also have a mail room play just like this.
It's all an insert play so far. TP's trying to get players back to safety, but as it's not really being contested by 100 Thieves so far, G2 feels like they've closed enough of that gap to try to execute towards this A site.
EU push
Actually
down
not
mid.
too bad for 100
Look at
Thieves
the
at the
access
moment.
now that 100 Thieves knows
Got that
they have.
early mid info. Everyone locked in over towards A.
The spam's come
Got
through.
double spam.
Easily done behind the guise of the smoke, and they haven't taken any damage on the side of 100 Thieves to set up a win for this bonus round. Ooh, good vision caught though.
Dude.
He saw how many
Asuna
people were at that
had, yeah, I was
A-main
going to say,
position. The lurk's
Asuna had the
starting to come
TP
around.
decide to let it
Asuna
go
drops
as well.
Jogamo as G2 is trying to find a location that might give them another frag, a little bit of safety. Will they reset here? But they are being closed in from every angle. They don't even know.
30 seconds left.
Looking for the left side, that right peak. And again, this is the patience. They're actually waiting for G2 to activate a little bit before giving up anything.
This is a bad
exactly
TP. He might just be changing up his pathing at TP, just purely because
obviously a little more
maybe thinking they're going to get antied. Maybe it's something they looked into of where 100 Thieves like to play on defense.
There it is.
He also needs to try something. Dude, this is nice from 100 Thieves though, and honestly G2 have no idea that they pushed down middle and had all that info, so they can do that again on another big buy round if they want to.
It really seems also that the wall that Cryo was able to save going into heaven to drop that right at the entrance of the A ramp didn't really give a chance for G2 to activate into rep control or split back into the A site. We felt like we lost a little bit. We hesitated a bit into what we could do into the mid round, and then you just get picked through the smoke when you're trying to walk back into main. So G2 looks like they realized.
Dude, look at this.
9
and 5. No one else is getting kills.
From Cryo, so they could actually play the mid round like they are known to be able to do.
You may not know it yet, because it seems like a bit of a quiet half, but Cryo is 9-0 on the scoreboard. Already has the res to bring up here, and he's going to get challenged towards heaven. He's 10-0 as he gets finally taken down by the dog. Still shots towards heaven. Whoa, Leaf just kind of hopped in there sideways without any protection for a moment. They're going to lose him as Jogamo has to do a little bit of repair on that play. Once again, he's very close to getting another kill, but Asuna just drives the barrel.
If Asuna lost that duel there, would have been gun upgrade, would have been a little bit scary.
They look for Jonah P, 2 bullets left. He's going to have a tough win on this.
Okay, very nice though. Dude, they got the Raze ult, they got the res for the big buy rounds. Jogamo has ult, and G2 have definitely been working on them a little bit, so.
Push up towards heaven.
Yeah.
But again, you look at that round where
they can't really follow the ult up too much. They might just go for the classic B split here. Because normally when you see that Yoru ult, someone does Raze ults and just insta goes behind them. Kills anyone that's trying to take space.
We will win. I promise you.
Mind meld there between Zix and Asuna. So we are going to get that timeout coming through. G2, they did not feel this 100 Thieves pressure as much coming out of Ascent. It was a back and forth, and then G2 ran away with the rounds. So now it's their turn to try and solve what's going on here. Not really being able to get into the sites in any capacity, to be honest. If we're looking at how the rounds have gone down, it's all just four kill rounds there on the scoreboard that 100 Thieves has had to get through.
And this may be, although a scoreline of 4-0.
Hedgimon, thank you with the primate. Appreciate the 13 months.
For both of them. Because you know now that with the dimensional drift, you're trying to play around Jonah P's fault line so that Jogimo can get some value under this
We're keeping it simple.
Then it comes down
oh
to
man, this could be a big razor.
Where the hit will be coming from, because you have a showstopper that could get shot behind the
this is interesting.
and get a lot of value. You know, again, we mentioned that matchup against Sentinels yesterday. It kind of telegraphed when you're trying to push forward with the Waylay.
Okay, fake mid,
now that Jogimo
and then fake TP as well. It's like it's like Valen kind of forgot what he was meant to do on this one. So that makes me think that it was a little bit on the fly from Josh. Ult goes in, Raze ult.
Yeah, you're right in the dimensional drift. It's going to start accessing the site as drone goes down.
Damn, dude.
2 on screens, just straight up peeking a lobby.
Want to Raze ult this?
All right, into the site. That Boostio firing just to the left and right, drawing a perfect picture of Jogamo on the wall, apparently.
But here's the res from Cryo, and that's going to be on Asuna.
Can they protect it?
Showstopper's back.
Oh, the answer is no to that question. Jogamo's looking beautiful on this round. A possible ace in his eyes. If you can find 2 more, Trent should get the side of Xander here. That's a quick shot, and they are just all over.
From G2.
Too much of that for 100 Thieves process.
I don't know, we didn't really fully see Asuna's POV,
you just mentioned
but
a double swing coming out from screens. Somehow still punish Leaf.
Yeah.
I feel like Boostio got the info that they were pushing site.
And that could have been something that, again, could have snowballed here for the side of 100 Thieves on their defensive side, but thankfully Jogmo's their hero play going through all of that.
Oh, down to 33 HP there, and look what that does though. You leave up to 33 HP and Jogamo continues to wreak havoc because he is already positioned within your team to make that mess.
Hit the freebie Sage res.
Showstopper still available though for 100 Thieves.
So money should still be low on 2, right? 2 armory buys, 2 gun rebuys. It's still dude, 100 Thieves can still have a really good start if they get this one.
Jongmo trying to find an opening into this B side versus Xander.
He's going to go forward a bit. We just saw the gate crash behind him. This play over towards A is still trying to tempt this util out, and they do get the drone from EU there with the wall going up and down. So successful so far. Drone stopped in mid as well. Nope, little parkour from the drone, and it makes it over the wall.
But that wall and that drone doesn't really give a chance for Jongmo to find a timing to isolate a 1v1, because that pushes Cryo away, so they're already setting up a crossfire towards B main. G2 just has to reset and play the mid round.
Yeah, they want to get some. They want to get some info. That's a great trade.
100 Thieves.
Oh boy, Cryo.
So much more proactive here than they were on Haven. Pushing those sides to take the fights a little earlier. Cryo's in such a scary spot.
And push them through into the smoke.
The other side of Asuna getting caught up on the rope for a moment, and they both get taken down. As the smoke goes down, so do they.
The idea wasn't that bad.
EU, another one where they drop in without a protection for each other, and he takes advantage of it. Almost another one, but a little too high on Valen there as he tries to readjust. And Boostio back on that rotation simulator here for the round.
It was a nice try still, though. It looked like they were...
Yeah, it was a nice try. The G2 just don't panic in these situations.
Potentially get the stun into Vince, into Mail, and get value out of the showstopper. But when they ran outside of that smoke for Cryo, greeted by 3 players of G2, they just had to land their shots. If not, the showstopper was going to do so much damage.
The trade. And G2 takes another round. These two pretty similar to the previous rounds as well, but I think we're now, Vans, getting that G2 kind of second hit. They'll take the first amount of util, they slow the round down, and then we get that re-hit, which we know out of G2 being a little bit slower.
And despite 100 Thieves losing the last 2 rounds here, they are...
You guys see me run out of mouse pads?
Well, even though losing these rounds, you still have high energy coming out from the camp of 100 Thieves. But I just wanted to mention, it looked like in these scenarios where it's impossible for 100 Thieves, they still ran out to try to do
You
some
get 2-9 loss bonus.
because they had a lot of money to work with. 4 rounds in a row.
They could probably force another one if they lost this. But dude, their attack, I imagine G2 probably have a really good game plan for 100 Thieves attack, so I want to say 100 Thieves need like 8.
And they have their own Armageddon to swing back in their favor if they can.
A little bit more focus for 100 Thieves on that vent so they can rotate back and forth. G2's been so quick on these instances. Talking about quick, Boostio stepping up to take down Leaf on that lurk. And now it looks like they may try to activate something mid here with Jogamo as they clear out a little bit more space to force a fight. Oh my gosh. Quite a bit of util for one, but
yeah, I mean, they forced over towards middle. We got the passive wall over towards heaven, though. I don't know if they had it.
He takes that space.
They at least go find it. So break the wall, create pressure, and then we're going to go back over towards... Okay, we got to go B now. Dude, 3+ the sack here, 100 Thieves. How are you going to lose this one?
Heady play.
Like that?
The draw right in front of B main stops G2 from getting in. Xander's ready for that play as well off of his own stars. And almost a shot. Trent's, though, very ready here as him and Jonah are looking to both get this peak up top. Nice delay coming in. Just a few seconds to get the spike plant down. They are going to be able to get this.
Yeah,
but
they get that plant.
Now.
Jonah has Rolling Thunder now on a 2v1 for G2.
Ooh, Trent on the one taps is able to close that round down and get another orb for himself.
How do they win that so easy?
Now take 3 rounds in a row
Did
after their timeout.
Contact the floor fast.
Coming out from Jonah P as well.
And just trying to bait in.
Out from Trent, the fake plant to bait out.
It's a good flash though.
Down towards Orange and gets the kill just before he gets blinded.
And that's the 4v5 conversion too. Boostio took out Leaf to start, and they find a way through.
Insane. That has to be something that hurts the morale. As Asuna very loud, very
he looked over,
like,
what the hell was that shot?
Shut down by the man disadvantage coming out from G2 that they converted on their side.
Yeah.
And that forces a timeout of the 100 Thieves. I mean, you're looking at potentially some sort of a scrappy buy in the next round. You mentioned these half buys that they had, all the economy that they built up for the first quarter of this map for the side of the Thieves. those ultimates are still available, at least for EU. When he got punished here towards the top of the B heaven, couldn't use it. And that might be potentially something that you could leverage in this Laurel buy that you have, trying to go for some sort of a trap
Do they
play.
force? They force? Okay, this is it. This is actually it. Lose this, you got to eco. I think that's going to be too many rounds. Win this, you got a chance.
Yeah.
Same thing that happened in the other timeout. Fake TP, insta A hit. But we're sending it. Yeah. Problem is with this, I think if G2 have done their homework, they know that this is 4 people once they do this.
In any situation.
Yeah, look at them insta speed up.
He'll have the info, and that's going to activate G2 to go
Well,
to that
it all
right side.
comes down
Xander's
to,
going to be deep in sight.
Xander, yeah.
From the shadows is stopped. Valen goes back. He's actually got 11 HP in the situation after the early fight and the nades that came through before he got out, I think, on from the shadows there. And now they're kind of pinned in here to A, and 100 Thieves have made a very fast rotation, but Asuna was not ready for jog in mid. Coming through, V2, G2 lead puts up so far again.
Oh my god, dude, that's so
Xander answers
clean,
back, though.
bro.
They've been able to collect a few. He is still pinched in this position. Valen just limping to the left, trying to draw the fight. He knows it's there. The jump to stay alive.
He's unlucky. Dude, they added an extra layer onto this as well, like the little lock over towards mid as Asuna's looking for the solo Omen that got his ult cancelled.
For G2 to stay so calm in the face of adversity was so nice to watch. That first trap play coming out towards B main is
Oh goodness, that second kill is fast.
My bad on the ult, guys, but I might have kissed the guy.
Jeez.
And that's probably Josh wondering, wait, when did we ult there? But nonetheless, that type of play coming out from 100 Thieves has definitely been read, telegraphed, talked about on Reddit from everybody and their mother. So it was so easy for G2 to read to work back towards the east side, pull the rotation, stay still, and force 100 Thieves into the crosshair. And now, finally, in round number 9, 100 Thieves' economy is in shambles. Sheriffs across, Stingers, trying to go for a trap play behind this drone, and it spots nobody.
Oh, he had the shorty when he hopped up there, thinking the hell from Jonah P was in. So just tiny mistakes being tagged on by 100 Thieves, but I think G2 is still in a pretty good position here with the weaponry.
Damn, really? We're going for it.
Just
Sick
past
ult,
EU, they're able to get through this one. No, it actually hits! He was stunned too! Oh no! Fumbled a little bit on this one. Trent now within the smokes.
It's greedy.
Able to take down Boostio.
It's a greedy one.
They went for it, fans.
It hit a
They're
few,
so
but
desperate.
the clone being thrown by Jogging with a TP away just allows Trent to just
I
reset
mean,
a bit, set the
it hit a
crosshair.
fair amount. I mean, they could have got stuff from it. He knows there's 2 there at least, but it's just one of those, isn't it? The eco.
Doesn't know the TP came through. It's just how quick G2 are moving, and they're doing it so different. The last time we saw them play split, we were seeing a lot of these mid plays where you'd get Jonah P after shocking Malroom, and Jogamo and Valen would appear in Malroom almost
I risk.
underneath.
Feels a little bit like
Aftershock,
what we were
even
talking about in that
taking
crew
damage
game, right?
sometimes.
Where they just
I mean,
go
with 100
down,
Thieves Sage
but like they kind of know
G2
maybe
have
from
flipped
practice
the
that they
way
need a
that
set
they're
amount of
doing
rounds.
this. Yes, they still have leads
And
lurking,
then
but
once it
they are
starts getting
finding some
away from them, they
creative
just
ways
get
to
desperate.
get through these rounds. Okay. Okay. That's going to be a tough one to get through. And they are just pushing now. Smiles on their face. G2 know they have control after 5 straight rounds.
Yeah, and also using the Rolling Thunder on the side of the attack on the pulse plan, but you're still kind of even in the ult economy for both G2 and 100 Thieves. Both teams still have the Armageddon to work with, but yes, it looked questionable when they were using the Rolling Thunder on the defensive side. I feel that they wanted to keep Osno alive in order to utilize those 2 ults because you still had EU on that side.
Yeah.
It just came down to how much information that you gathered. They did spot Leaf. They got the first kill, but they didn't react to continue with more ults. Thinking that G2 was already pulling away after that first fight, but we'll hold that thought.
They're taking heaven now about having to use the drone. Save the drone for sight.
Doesn't have very much more to stand in
It's
right
cool.
now.
The ult clears the space. It's a
Asuna
great
takes
shot.
down
Asuna
Jog.
did good
Still
to
a lot of
try to stay
chaos
alive
inside.
for a
They fire
little
through the
bit.
smokes. You can see all the members still
I mean,
towards
100
A main
Thieves
now. It's only
did
Jog
handle
that's
this
been
pretty
got,
well.
Lost and Asuna. Oh, full P?
Oh boy.
That slows behind them. Oh, the timing. It just seems like G2 has all the timing on this
Big
split
play.
matchup so far.
Whoa, what
Boostio
the
with
hell
three.
was that? That was
The
nuts.
screen transfer out from Boostio.
He's broken his innards with it. That was crazy.
And it looked like it was G2 once
That was
again
so
about to shut down
fast.
100 Thieves until the IGL comes in. And he takes G2 for a walk.
What the?
That's slow. He was pushing through. It's just one of those, just give me the moment, give me the moment. And you give Boostio the moment, and he finds it. Also almost
Like,
rips
I
out
can't
his
stand
in-ears when he stands up, too. Yep. All right, and a tech pop. No, I'm just kidding.
Don't do that. Don't do
Here
that.
we go, 5-5, round 11.
Dude, that was
And it's
insane.
split across the site here for G2. Both
dude,
initiators trying to sell a fake.
they could force them down to
potentially now with the
Nico.
drone coming out after the
They
fault
could end it
line.
on 5-7.
And now 3 players on this
They
left
got
side
good
locking up.
ults.
Xander's just playing the off angle. His gun's sticking out, down to 35 HP. They can punish him right now.
They know where he's been. Each time he plays behind this column is he doesn't have enough time to get out.
Yeah, they got
He's just gonna
that
get faked
got
out
that
on
Sage
this
heal
one.
though.
Leaf with the squad this time.
That
so
Sage
they're flipping
impact
the way
going.
that they're lurking on this map. Or on this round, I
Boostio's
should say.
crazy
Keep it
confident
up.
after that
They
round.
had an opportunity to punish Xander. Also, the lurk coming through from Jonah P towards middle saw.
Hello.
Oh no.
Damn. Shame about the rest
Okay,
of
all
the
this
team dying
happening
though.
off camera,
3
but I
pass
was
and
gonna
dies
mention
over
that
towards
You
mid.
have the showstopper that
Double
was spotted
ult.
crossing over into middle, so they avoided that
What util
spot.
did they
Waited
use?
down towards mid
Wait,
and
none of them
somehow
have a
got all the
flash or
punishes
anything.
Onto 100 Thieves walking out. This should be a
How did they
guaranteed
triple
round
swing
unless Xander
middle?
goes nuclear.
He has to. Can he have a moment again? Stunned up. Oh, the shot just to the right of Jogamo as they beautifully play off that util. And now it's Boostio again. Like you said, been playing the fault lines from across the map. Isn't necessarily there for the trade as it were positioned. And G2
Let me see it, man.
another
Let me see
round
how they were going
as
down.
they scream through these only with
Was it
100 Thieves
Salvo
round
swing?
in there, stopping this streak. Crazy stuff so far. Oh my gosh. I mean, Boostio had his, right? Everybody's getting a little bit of that limelight, a little bit of that transfer power here today.
Just try to slow orb into the ground and
ults.
triple swing, and they got punished.
2
by the long
ults. I
range
don't
down
mind
from
the
G2.
plan, but 2 ults.
Now last round of the half.
On the big round, you could force them down to an
3
eco.
stingers on the side of 100 Thieves, and just info gathering coming out from G2. Little spot, 1 player inside vents. And they definitely saw the wall on middle, so a similar 2-1-2 setup coming out for the defense, but Ryle still wins that fight against Jogger.
That
Kyle's
looked
been
like
playing amazing this
that
half.
looks a little bit more like the
Shutting
old
down everything he
school
needs
ults
to.
we used to
Getting
see.
one basically in the situations, honestly, and it has been huge
I don't think that was my fault for complimenting the ults earlier.
for him. Saying, will Cryo give us another fight? He's actually backed off all the way. Asuna might get the check-in, though. No step.
And it's a good spot that you mentioned. This
Yeah.
hasn't really been checked or played at all by 100 Thieves. But
Oh.
now, as they lose B Heaven with Austin off falling, Cryo is going to be out in the open if G2 commits towards his B site.
They're wondering if they should rotate. Here comes EU now, trying to get himself over Cryo with another one. Oh, nice pit. Oh,
30 seconds left.
Oh.
Spike
perfectly
planted.
played. Oh,
One enemy
Jonah B
remaining.
still trades the shot, but it's enough for the teamwork.
Leave,
locks
man,
that
stop
one
it.
down. The 2v1 here as Leaf searches around. His smoke's about to go out. The jig is up. Oh, they stay hiding.
Great
That's
flash.
beautiful. Boostio
A great
jumps
flash
around
on
the
that one.
corner with Xander. They get the kill. They get the 6-6 first half, and honestly, on a
It's so
broken
hard
die
for them when
round,
they don't.
well,
'cause
they're
they,
able to
they
tie
have
it up versus
they have
G2
ults, but obviously
here.
they have
What
no
a
like
start to split.
info.
I think that ult coming out
Is-
from the side of Xander,
So they have to, like, be
wait, this is easy
proactive.
for us to plant within. And then they tried to push towards that spawn, and unfortunately got caught off guard when Trent overcommitted towards that spawn. Beautiful regroup back from 100 Thieves to clutch that round and tie up the game and try to stay alive in the series as we're still
I'm
playing
in there for the
for
boys every
elimination
round this game.
or
outside the elbow
continuation to
flood round,
Toronto.
bro. I'm
Yeah,
in
100 Thieves need to keep it going if they want to bring us to a third map. Otherwise, G2 run away with the series. We'll be right back for the second half.
6. I think it's not enough for 100 Thieves. I think even if they win pistol, it's not enough, but maybe they got a bonus in them after that. I just can't see a world where G2 would let this comp get more than 6 rounds on attack. You'll be silenced too. I mean, I'm down for it. The EMEA matches, we're not sure. They're testing out some stuff on Wednesday apparently. So after Wednesday, maybe like a Thursday, Friday. If the tests go well. If the tests don't go well, it might be week after. I think they're trying to get the equipment better.
The way to the decider of Pearl is the question. Now it's going to be that Sage on attack.
Taking their time, yeah, but if they're like
The
buying all new
composition,
PCs,
it
etc., you
loves to
gotta
bring it in. It has for quite some time too.
get them in. Gotta
See how
set
they
it all
utilize
up,
And
make
just
sure it
unfortunately, It's
works.
been difficult for 100 Thieves on the attack side.
It's not like it's not like it was like
Their
one
success
thing
has
going
been on
wrong.
the
It was like
defense, so to have
quite a
6
few
rounds
things.
For G2, you're in a good spot now to close this series in 2 and move forward and eliminate 100 Thieves. Side of 100 Thieves, it's you have to figure out something, and as soon as we get it into the server, you'll see
Wait,
that
at the
whole
same
farm
time,
group
Bacon?
up. They just want to brute force their way into this B site.
All right. They're going to find Valen. They're going to find a smoke, a paranoia.
At the same time, wait, that's
possibly a bit of
insane.
a drop in here from Lee.
Guys are grinding.
We expect
Pistols
Austin
at the
to be
moment got a
first back of the
2-1,
site.
and I really strongly think 100 Thieves need this pistol.
Second guessing, the fault line comes across perfectly as Valen actually is
They're
going to have
really
a spot
nice
to hide
at
for
timing
the
of the
moment,
Omen flash.
as it's going to be a full
Ooh,
noob
Valen, you
outside
might have
here
to do a
for
lot
100
here.
Thieves. They try to come around, salvos would cook whoever's in that spot. And I'd say Valen doing a great job at staying alive, preventing that spike from going down so far. And now 100 Thieves.
Crimson,
just
thanks so much
a
for the
single
prime,
man
mate.
up.
Appreciate you doing that also. Thank you very much.
Spike
Couple of low
planted.
HPs, but
Details there that's necessary. Oh, he times it perfectly. Baited into the smoke that was going to fall. And now it's Trent. Is this too much to ask? As both members, all three I should say, of 100 Thieves are staying hidden until the last
very
moment.
nice.
Austin
Well,
gets
let's
that
put it
one,
to the
gets a
test.
few
Let's see
points
if
towards the
I
alt.
think
That
they need
goes
to win a
across the
bonus
team,
if
but
they're gonna
100
do
Thieves
this.
get pistol,
going to scout.
and they start off with a very necessary
Got a
round.
3-1,
I love that it
2-0
was
with the
anticipated that
pistols.
Valen was going to throw that paranoid down into
Joan,
so
Joan
when they
27,
scale into
thank you so much for the
site, all
33
they wanna do
months.
is just run fully blinded and just hug the wall as much
Nah,
as possible.
it shouldn't be
just
too
fight
bad.
towards
The
orange.
playoffs
You know
were
somebody's gonna swing back towards heaven. You now
playoffs
are
were
able to
already-
have triple quad swing out to fight
the
back
playoffs
towards
were
the heaven
already
against the net.
delayed anyway.
Very strong buyer
Like the
for
playoffs were
Thieves
already like a week later, 2 weeks
and
later
the
than
anti-bonus.
the other regions.
Staying as a group one more time, but not satcheling up, just following behind the drone. So that Asta could save his satchels to potentially get
Giving
into
the shout out to
site
the
from
coach.
heaven.
Yeah, I wonder if that
Depends
was
what
like
happens now if they want to scale into the site, but
they knew that that's what they'd be doing,
disagree to stack towards this
or
heaven.
like that's the
Ooh.
strat that would work well because
They
it'd
got a
be
smoke
weak.
behind him
They'd
too, so
punish
they can
middle or
start to push
something.
up a little bit here and be dangerous. Looks like Jog actually got out of that situation after going very low from a spam, so they have to stop. And now it falls apart as Heaven Control is there for 100 Thieves. The shorty does not connect. Valen looks to toy here with Cryo, but it's only going to last so long as they continue to wipe out the rest of the members of G2. Just a stiff win to take out Jogamo here behind the wall.
Do you think DRX is
2
weaker
rounds
without
very much
flashback?
needed here on the side of
Only because of time,
100
to be
Thieves.
honest.
Man, it's a nice little wall.
Give
you
him
see.
an
It
extra
was
2
placed up
weeks,
by
that'll be
Cryo.
fine.
It goes through it. It covers up towards the vents. You don't have to be
Yeah.
out in the open to place it down. Could have been tough though, because it also funneled all of 100 Thieves into the A heavens. And if the utility was actually pretty good for G2, when you're playing this double initiator from Trent and Jonah P, it could do a lot of damage. But thankfully, it wasn't the case. G2 falls down, going.
Okay,
goes
this is
into a
the
rifle
rounds.
round
This is the rounds.
with the focus to stall.
Try and
the
win.
inside if
Try
there
and win
is,
or do
be
enough
some
damage
pressure.
here.
Indeed, there will be. A lot of 100 Thieves
Like
are
if this
ready to go
happens,
for
maybe.
a fault line, aggressive push into the entrance of A main.
drone
faking
fake
some
over
mid-stars
towards
too
B.
as well.
No star heaven though,
Starting
so
to push up. They have some options on this.
doesn't sell
Great
too much,
fault
but they're
line
trying to make it
actually
look like
hitting
their
free.
normal
Does Asuna
default
know that he's alone in this
3-person hold for
situation? And
G2.
that's
They're
gonna
gonna get
change
wrecked.
the entire dynamic of this play. The comms weren't there that they could follow. The disruption, yes.
Not sure the
Really
not
great
sure the fake of B
retaliation by
works without
G2
a
and
smoke
understanding
heaven.
what was happening.
And you already have a TP back from Jogimo, so he's going to be back with the team to stack up towards this B site. You've walled up to funnel yourselves back into B. And even if you walk up, it's red. It's understood here. Leaf is just waiting with the snake bite to throw up on the B heaven.
Sees one, and there it is, completely denied unless they want to go over the garbage pail there. Not going to happen. And you already have Trent leaning. He can get some salvos in if he wants to from this location. They have so many ways to affect the map from their positions, and they're even starting to lean over more.
Did he take on the site though? Yeah, I'd be kind of liking
matter.
how G2 decided to play this one. Decided to leave the site once they lost heaven on the bonus.
Beautiful read by
Nice.
Xander. 2 players left, committing to it for now.
Just toying with them.
Last player standing.
Holy, they got
Trying
the
to get-
bonus.
Trying to get
We gotta pay
a
attention.
1v3.
Doable.
I gotta say, 100 Thieves are doing a good job now on these rounds of making sure they're not playing too dangerous and only pushing themselves as far as they need to. The overheating is not there, which is very good to see.
Just very nice repositioning from Xander as well.
I think Paybreaks would have been better if
Although
they
G2
kept
looks like they
Monye
had the
instead
upper
of
hand
Jing.
at the very beginning by
Nah, I
dropping
don't
off
think
that
so.
inside the site. Another one of those
You gotta
moments when you just stop
majority of
and go.
maps you need a
It's
Yoru.
very similar to what G2 was
Monye
doing on their
doesn't
attack
play
side
Yoru.
when, you know, you're forcing your opponents to run up against you. As they thought they had enough.
I
stall
think
here
Monye's
for
played
G2
one
side
Yoru.
with the snake bite on the top
That's
of
it.
B heaven. Xander just waits for the smokes to dissipate. They run into his crosshair,
Forsaken.
even with the Bulldog in a bonus round converted.
Yeah,
on the side of
true,
100
but
Thieves, and
then
this is probably what
I guess
Six
Monye
mentioned
could
before.
flex while
It didn't
Forsaken
look
goes
like it was the best of
Yoru.
times for them on the
Maybe it might have
defensive
helped
end.
if they'd
But on
gone
the
through that.
attack, they're definitely looking a little bit more drilled and comfortable here to react to how G2 early TP's stacks plays
Guys,
passively.
it's so clean when we slow down like this. This round was legit perfect. Like, actually, like, prime 100 Thieves perfect.
There you go.
Prime
It
100
is.
Thieves.
Can they keep it going though, Vance?
I mean, I
If we
think they
look
got a
at how
little
the
bit
halves
fortunate
have
that G2
started,
decided
100 Thieves
to
have won
leave
both
the
pistols,
site,
right?
and I
And
think
then
this is
they
probably a
got to the
timeout
bonus
to be
round,
like, guys,
and
please
they
don't
won
leave
a
the
fourth
site.
one. So 4 rounds at the beginning of first half.
And they just got to
And
fight.
now 3 rounds at the beginning of second half. That's 7. They only have 9 though. They have to win past this. They have to get past the bonus, get the momentum. They can't just thread in a few rounds here and there, because that's when G2 starts to bite back hard.
So it's going to depend on what is talked about from Josh RT with G2 so far. 100 Thieves, EU just mentioned it, or stop and go. Let them come into us. Really seems to work here into the mid round. So for G2,
Well, Jing
off
plays
this
Yoru,
timeout,
but
you
I mean,
saw
that's
the
what I'm saying. It
reaction
wouldn't
from
help
G2.
them too much.
Even though they had stacks,
Yeah.
they still played
But
very
Monye could maybe
passively
flex a bit more, so
until the
Forsaken could have done
commitment
it.
from 100 Thieves comes out and they want to play the flood retake. So then for 100 Thieves, it's, or for G2 rather, it's should we try to press?
Fruit
and
berries,
continue
thank you
to
so
fight?
much, dude. Thank you for the raid.
To not allow
Appreciate
100
that.
Thieves to really set up for that second wave and to push into response and to already set up
Thank you
here
so much for the raid, dude. Hope your stream was good.
into these positions in the pulse plant and not
The
allow
double Bucky,
G2 to
double
come back
Bucky's
to the
always
site.
crazy scary.
Double Bucky G2.
Yeah.
Expect things to
Got a-
stay
it's
quiet.
got a
on
high
G2's
success rate.
side until
100 Thieves trying
is crossing
to
their path within
doing
arm's
that
reach
whole
here.
thing where they try and hit a lot of
He's
A to
ready
make
for
you
a quick
think
shot
that
in
the
the
comp
gate crash.
can actually
He's gonna get
go
stunned.
A. While this is
Boys,
happening, G2
The entrance when the smoke
instant
dissipates, so it's not
drone
too
over
bad.
towards B, set 1 up. I get a 1-1-3
Trying to
here.
read that. You're absolutely correct, and he is going to have to get flashed out of that situation. No damage really taken though for him.
Yeah, here comes that wall.
Nice. Methodical take from 100 Thieves. They're getting the space they want here. There's that wall you were talking about before, safely placed, but that's hidden from Jonah P. Actually gets the stinger frag to start.
That's a first huge kill, and if you're looking on the side of G2, they have a here rifle on the side of Trent. And with this wall up towards heaven again, it's back into the scenario where 100 Thieves have to fight for heaven, or also have to connect into the
Nice,
site
we got
unless
anything
they
for this
wait
res?
the wall to
Okay,
break.
but they got Teo, they got Salvos.
Oh, it was perfect. Gets out just in
Ooh.
time. Nicely done. His EU
Wait, it doesn't
knows
time
the
it too
Dogmo's
much?
gonna be
That's
trying to
kinda
come
nice.
around.
I
They
thought
go
it would
through the
perma
wall.
kill, but
I want to see it.
I guess you
Just
can get out
destroy
of
the
there.
wall and run B. they're gonna waterfall into sight, and it could be a problem. Trent starts them off right. But Xander answers. They're trying to creep up so they can get the double swing out of smoke, but it's not going to be enough. I think they were right. Xander said it. We take it a little slower, we'll be good. Or sorry, EU said it. They take it a little slower, and it worked out.
It's definitely different from the 100 Thieves chaotic comms at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
They're just running around and say, hey, let's fight. 3, 2, 1, swing, 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 fight, fight, fight. Now it's just staggered. High, lows, slow it down.
What do you mean, Death? I wasn't going to say anything.
They have the protocol to try to swing back in their favor, too, or swing back through the smoke at screens. When Valen and Trent are trying to count that 3, 2, 1 and greet it by that high-low stack. We'll follow back with the action, though. There's a trap play happening towards B main. It was slowed at the very beginning with the fault line. Aftershock to pull them back. And 100 Thieves, though, this was all a bait. Keeping Asuna with the boombot in the very beginning to force out that utility from G2.
Yeah.
All of them were staying back towards that spawn still, though.
And just 3 rounds away.
Oh,
The trade back from Asuna.
That's impressive from
That's
him.
gonna be the ultimate for him as well. Cosmic Divide is there. Would you know it? They feel good about moving around the map on this one. They're going to have the right side, but now they find out that Jogamo has an operator for the first time on the round.
Yeah, they
see
still
what kind
have
of
the
damage he
drone,
can put
though.
down with that.
If they walk into it, yeah. G2 starting that round with a lot of util to funnel them into that off. It'll get droned out.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned last
Not
round.
being droned out. Easy kill.
Oh, they went down low with it. He takes that window.
Sure, they get side
Actually
for it
opens
though.
up
I
Cryo
don't
with
see
the
it. I
operator
think
on
it's.
it. Cosmic Divide is going to give him a
think it's
second
worth.
thought here on how he wants to get the peek in. So he's going
Oh,
to
that's
wait,
a
but he
nice shot,
still
though. It's kinda fast.
kneecaps EU to take him down. The post plan's gone
It's a
for 100
great
Thieves.
little
The pre-plan's
sidestep
gone
from
as the
Leaf
spike
on that.
just goes down. They don't have much more to work with. Oh, Boostio answers on the lead. This is crazy!
What's he
Jogamo
doing
with a
on
quick
side?
scope onto Xander. No
Why am I
scope,
seeing so
honestly. Trent
many
gets one
no
down
scopes
as well.
today?
And that is one that would absolutely bring the momentum up, and scary for 100 Thieves to be losing the bonus.
There's a nice omen flash on
That's
it.
just a little bit of a missed time for 100 Thieves. With the drone going out towards main instead of heaven, it was an easy pick coming out from Jogamo.
Yeah.
You already see it. The first jiggle out from Cryo. The
I wonder with the drone if you have to do what you do
so that
like
EU
on
cannot
A
play
Haven.
salvos in the pulse plant.
I don't know.
He on top of that gets a dimensional drift. This time no accident. Gets all that info. And the no scope onto Xander was huge.
They're gonna struggle against this op.
Man, him and Ye today. What's up with the no scopes? Give us more anyways. Round 18 as we get in.
Well, let's see.
And they actually just drone out. A little bit of patience here still on the side
You
of
went for the
100
jumping
Thieves as
to
they're
get info
trying to
after.
read what's going on. Just
Yeah,
get
that's the
inserted
drone
into it.
done, and they got mid control. It's still
Realize
kind of
that
nice
Austin
though, because they
actually
actually
used the
for
showstopper on
sure
that previous round.
confirmed
So when he was jumping
create
towards main,
pressure.
pick up the orb and get the kill into Jonah P.
Instant group over towards
They
A.
did try to gain some space around that on the A side hit, and they don't have it to use it this time around. But thankfully, they have the Rolling Thunder, so all of them grouped up one more time.
Yeah, so he doesn't feel like he can go over towards heaven
Jogamo
anymore.
still in a prime spot. In a position to watch towards vents first, and now with the util coming through, will
It's
definitely
blind
assist
ult
Trent
sight.
to hold up the A site.
Who knows he's going to be there? Oh, there's two. One in discipline and one behind the wall. They just don't expect it. Jogamo
Is that
somehow gets
another
two
no scope that he
with the
did
operator
this
from
time
that
as well?
position, as they are taking down 3 members altogether here, and 100 Thieves are still moving
I mean,
quick.
if we're all into
Eye on the
ecos, we're
plan.
all in into this round.
And the weaponry shown here from G2 could make this possible if they find any of those rifles first and leave Valen with a stinger.
Right now, all of them grouped up towards the screens for G2. Flash and Aftershock, though, could get countered out by the Rolling Thunder. And that wastes enough time now for EU to just hide behind and get the salvos up.
Gets through a nice fault line. Leave tries to jump around the corner, looking
Hey,
up
Kyo,
to
do you
the
run the
top.
corner? Yes, you
Yes.
do. Salvos go
Right
heaven.
back to it. The smoke's going to come out in just a second for Valen here. He's going to try to throw that
He wants
down
to
and
play
get this
close.
sorted
His
out for
smoke.
himself.
Honestly, that's better than my
So
idea.
he's going to have to stick on it at this point. He has it as he
Very
can stick it, but
nicely
it's
done.
not going to be enough for you. Jumps into the smoke, and 100 Thieves get to 11.
Beautifully done by EU.
Dude, they have no money, right?
Unfortunately there for Jonah
They
P was
should have
looking
no
up
money.
towards
2
heaven,
people wrecked.
thinking that the plant was for heaven as well. So very ballsy on the side of Gusto
Sinful,
to get
thanks
that
so much for
plant
the
out
prime
in
as well.
open.
Appreciate the
It
5
turns out to
mums.
be the
Thank you for
key
doing that,
piece
mate.
that allows 100 Thieves to win that 1v1 towards the end, with the util still available from EU. With the stun for him to run through that smoke and not give a chance here for Valen to go for that full defuse. Now 100 Thieves looking pristine on their attack side, only allowing G2 to get one
Yeah,
round.
dude, they're wrecked, and they forced into it. This is their actual force. They all in.
Now gone. Stinger by with
Double
rifles for
Stinger,
the rest
2
of
hero
G2.
guns.
And they forced into this one. Look at the money that's left on the side of G2.
Yeah, all these ults are
There's
getting
absolutely
used there.
nothing left.
Yeah, they're trying to keep it off of that game point, hoping for that grace of the gods that they have in somehow these low buy rounds that allows them the positioning and the smarts to get through. 100 Thieves may have slowed it down, but man, once they get into the fight, they are thriving in the chaos.
With this type of buy, you definitely know here that Jonah P and Trent are going to be the most important players in this round. They want to utilize these ults in the favor of the buy to just swing it back in their favor.
See, can they get Leaf around? Is there an orb for him? Is there something, maybe even
Great
a
flash.
plant that can get his hit to deny things? And there it is. Oh, he wants it, but there's not going to be enough time. He still goes for the fight with Jonah P just over his shoulder. EU. The sliver shots coming from both players as the concuss goes in, and it's not going to be enough.
Just
Leaf
some lovely
sidesteps.
movement on him.
And G2 grab an 8th round.
They stuck the right side here though, and this was pretty good from Leaf. This flash call from Jonah P was nice as well. Cool to like fight it together.
You were mentioning for Leaf's side, he didn't pull out that pit because you don't want to block the vision that they've already gained on that rotate.
It's a big shutdown over towards B. So you would imagine G2 have a heavy stack on A here.
G2 Stinger, god damn.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, they get a double.
There's something about it. Check him, Stinger. All right.
The attack side are trying to do a 100 Thieves Stinger, but they decide otherwise. Only one buy for Osno instead. Fast pivot on the top of the site.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
no.
Yeah, tried to do a punish.
They were ready.
Tried to do a punish on this one. Salvo, lock him in. Probably knows that he starts left side every time he does this.
In the hands of Leaf. A quick kill there onto Asuna. Now the aggression into sight has to be the team running in off a fault line, off the flashes. It takes a bit more util here.
Is that the best punish we can do when we got this?
Maybe they try to get some ramp positioning, but Jog's going to know about it pretty soon.
They'll have to forfeit this spot still. It'll give a chance now for 100 Thieves to move through, but instead of TPing, he actually anchors down. Realizing here that 100 Thieves aren't utilizing util to try to punish him, it's just easy for him to stand still.
They're finally getting the rotation over as well. Here comes Jonah P. They believe this is going to be towards the other side of the map. Yeah, Armageddon's ready. Just a flick of the switch.
Oh, they got a double out of them though. They got a double out of them. The wall bait. I tell you what, the cooling was actually pretty good here. I'm pretty sure Boosty was on top of the fact they were going to try and use those ults over towards heaven. They baited it out pretty well.
From that spot.
The wall's about to break.
20 seconds.
They might
You guys got to make a
vents
call
here,
though.
Maybe Campbell it against Leaf. Oh.
Not a lot looking
I mean,
great
they can't
right
win
here.
the
They're gonna
round,
have to
but
waterfall into sight into just about every single member here, and they're saying pull. The 100
they got
Thieves
double
members
out of them.
jump, and they fall
Mortals
right
Dan,
out
thank
of
you
the
so much for the
sky.
prime, mate.
A
Thank you for the 3
flawless
months,
round
dude.
for G2.
And 100 Thieves just afraid to run through the Viper's wall at the entrance of the A site. They've already dodged the Rolling Thunder and also the Armageddon, knowing that the Initiators are playing kind of close. But potentially here, because the Rolling Thunder came in from the spawn, that it should be weak side towards A, but it didn't want to swing through that to play the numbers advantage against Jogamo inside the site. Again, they had a lower buy. So you ring it around the Rosie, you wasted enough time, you didn't even want to break the wall to try to gamble the fight against the pit. So you know the rotate should have happened by then for G2 on the side of spawn. And that's just unfortunately a little bit of a miscomm and decision making coming up from the side of the attack.
100 Thieves get
It's
the
last
timeout
timeout,
from
right?
Zix. You know, seeing the last round, I think it's seeing Asuna, obviously being able to blast back into mailroom is such a huge play. You can take people off guard. But I think the team as a whole right now is so much more if they can play off of him and not just have Asuna make a star play like that. G2's just too ready. And the chance there, I feel like, is too great for the disadvantage that you gain from it. All right. Operators back out for Jogamo here. Going to be looking to hold a hard angle. We'll see what that is on the mini-map as 100 Thieves set up this attack to lean towards the left side of the map. Weapons are out. Alts are up on a few
Thank you for the bits. Not sure about the comment, but
G2's looking to turn this one around here.
Take the
themselves
bits.
back tied
Jesus
up.
Christ.
Beaming control in the very beginning, fault line, boombot. Nobody pushing forward on that side.
Oh, that's
ballsy peek coming out here from Cryo. But in the end, it's the TP away, the middle forfeited. But Util coming out from G2 just to stall. Already the Poison Orb coming through. Maybe a Star's gonna come down as well. As soon as you run out of fuel here on that side. Or should I say a smoke from the Omen. But instead, Valen is using it towards B main. They do want to give this space for 100 Thieves to take.
Yeah, at one point 100 Thieves are going to have a lot of ults online.
Checked a lot on A ramp just now. Again, they'll leave Jogamo with that hard line on the op. And this time they go through vents. 100 Thieves have been
What
taking
is this?
A,
Little
and just kinda
contact
chilling there, walling
insta
vents.
shot. You stun and then he
G2
jumps
is
down
so
to
ready
get the
for
trade.
everything that they're planning
A
right now,
two-person
though. It's
jump
just in the middle of
fence.
the map.
Nice.
I feel like this
But that
fault
pressure
line
over
can hit
towards
Cryo
heaven until the
and
rotate
Asuna.
comes
The
out.
moment they're
And
seen,
oh
It's
no.
not ready though.
Yeah, they don't
Does
need it.
Asuna think
Apparently.
because
Yeah, Lee just goes, trying to
they
get the big balls
have
Cryo
Teo
just
ult that
lured
they
through.
won't play
Yeah, they're losing
vents?
players in the process, but Cryo could have a good position here.
through the smoke.
They shouldn't be
As he
playing
shoots
vents. I
right.
kind of
Oh,
agree with
they
him,
just
but
saw him leave. He was switching weapons, but he sees it out of the corner of his eye. As they're so ready on the side of G2, 100 Thieves is forced to back up now, and looks like they'll have to save these with 15 seconds left.
That's after a timeout from Zix. I think that was the last one too on the side
10
of the
seconds
Thieves.
left.
they're about to get a lot of ults though. So
Next round,
100
Cryo,
Thieves should be good for one of
Busios, then
these.
We'll have to go back into a half buy.
But I'm not sure about two of them. I don't know about two
Building
of
that
them.
doesn't really do much here for EU. He already has the Armageddon. G2 still quite healthy, and getting rid of a gun would have been good on the side of G2, so I
Yeah.
respect the push out from Leaf into main.
And nothing's free here. It's like they give you all the way to vent. You'll think you'll have rope. They're not going to be in rope. They're in rope. You're getting all this position in heaven, but as soon as you peek heaven, you're taken out. 100 Thieves has to feel like they're gaining so much ground, but little do they know, G2 almost
Well, they're
feels
sending
like
them
they're
fast
allowing
over
that ground
towards
to be
mid,
taken
fast speed
before they
split.
attack.
Um,
It's hard to play
they're
against
gonna
them.
have B
They have to
control
try
that
to use
insta
something,
stun though.
aggressive here to try to get some early control. Just go for the duel, go for the fight. The res is available for Cryo. And even though it's a lower buy for 100 Thieves, you kind of need that to come out here. Something to come out for 100 Thieves to
Oh, the drone
bring
messed up
that
a little
econ
bit.
down on the side of G2. Try to
Trent
get the
maybe
round
didn't
back
get to
into
clear
your
as
favor,
much
put
as he
yourself
normally
on
would have
that point.
cleared.
May not be a full buy, but this is
Oh,
what
well,
100
Flash
Thieves
looks
tried to
good.
put together before with Asuna coming out of heaven. Can they still attack from the bottom side of the site? And look at that denial. They're not even in to give the assistance.
Yeah, I didn't mind the strat though
Players
again.
there. Tried to go
Thought
for
the
the
strat
pinch and
was
force
alright.
them back, and Asuna, the one trying to open it up in the top of B heaven to force some players to left back and fight against him so they could find the timing for the Thieves to move into B main, but
Yeah.
all of that gets denied. Because Valen's always been good for throwing the one-way smoke and the paranoia, not allowing here for 100 Thieves to flood through.
By Zombie, thank you so much for the tier 1, dude. Thank you for the
The
2
res
months,
is
way
way too far. Unless they walk up and
Do they
do
run
get the
out ideas?
punishment
I
off
mean,
the
they're
lead, who's
doing
really
new
tough
ideas.
spotting on the
I
top
think
of
they
B
should
heaven.
probably try to go
He
back
may
to
have a
their
chance.
old
Get
insta
smoking
group
up and
towards A
resin.
after a
It's
little
gonna
bit of
be so
pressure.
clear to sight. Jogamo already says dimensional drift.
But they have
I feel like
been
it's akin to a Seekers
have
this
been
late in
shut
the
down
round.
a
He
lot.
just wants to figure out what's going on as Valen takes down one. Xander does find a few off of the concuss there as they make their way
Hey,
into
Xander
sight.
might
And wait
have.
a minute, they've turned this round on its head.
18 seconds left though, and
Leave.
one pick through the smoke.
14 to plant. Got to get into position.
10 seconds
Multiple flashes coming through. No real help can be given just yet as they are seeing him coming away from the spawn area. If the trades aren't there, there's the two.
What?
Trent's going to get the 1-2, almost collat on that. And a
How
defuse
did-
comes through
how
as
did
well
he-
as G2 tie up split.
Valen
can
has
see his
been a
POV,
nuisance
man.
to 100 Thieves
How do
on
you make
how
this
he's
look so
anchoring
easy?
towards this B site. In the mid-round, the plan was to try to get that pushback onto Lee, so you could try to get that res from Austin on top of Heaven, and once again play the 5v5. But Valen all the way towards the back. In the
It's
back
nice
of the
entries as
billboard.
well from
Valen
Sander,
just
man.
wants the top of the ponytail of Cryo to get the pick. And unfortunately, the res doesn't allow for him to put Austin, or the res is already down
Yeah.
because Cryo just got picked off. So currently he's still on the top of the scoreboard. But you need now your star player, Asuna, your duelist, to
You need it.
get value out of the
Yeah,
entries that he's
this
trying to
one
do.
might
So
work
even
for
as a
100
team, they
Thieves.
need to
Looks
add
alright,
more
map.
util to
Like,
support
minimap wise at the moment, it's looking
Asuna
kind of
in these
nice.
moments.
Really do. The gun rounds going in the
It's
way of
looking really
G2.
nice.
Some of the thrifties
Dude, they can
going
actually,
in
it's
the
like
way
the
of
first time
G2,
ever they could
so
actually just
they
straight
need to
hit
get
sight.
everything here on the side of 100 Thieves.
Might have missed
No
their
more
window.
letting any go.
How
Obviously,
many
they had
did
no
that
idea,
suppress
but-
there into the drone out from EU. Sorry, out from Trent.
Right. The fault line delay hits all of them again. The amount of three
Dude,
stacks we're
look
seeing
at
on the fault
Leaf,
lines from
yeah.
Jonah P is incredible.
Prius is on it.
Look at the instant that you
Wait,
currently
but
have
look
here
at
from Xander.
EU. He's waiting for it.
I'd like to see 100 Thieves maybe to try to fight towards that spawn. That might be the first opening they'll get to pinch back into B. But a big fight is happening now towards main at first.
Oh
and
god, look
looks
at that
like
timing.
EU just turned away.
When does Leaf go? Does he want to go? Kind of doesn't need to go with
Just
the info
on
that
the
they
other side of
got.
the wall from
3-person
each other
stack
here.
anyway. He doesn't want to like go
Xander's still
down
at
and
B,
give him
trying to
that
get
route
info
to
on
the
that side
other
of the
site.
And you have Leaf all the way lurked up already.
This is like one of those where he's won the round pretty much from just being here. If he plays too much, then he loses it. Teo goes in. That's his cue. Spots one.
Just makes it out. Almost a quick shot too, and G2 are dropping 100 Thieves left and right. They knew exactly where to shoot and exactly where to look. It's been round after round they have this positioning.
And 100 Thieves saving this last Vandal onto
10
Xander.
seconds left.
That's all he has. He just got spotted, I think, by Valen, who's closing that gap. The weapon's not even saved.
Okay, dude, a pistol
G2
and a
is
bonus
now
might not have been
map
enough.
series
It's
four,
rough.
looking to eliminate 100 Thieves.
Match point.
That weapon was so needed for Xander, and for the rest
Do I know
of
who's
these, 'cause
controlling the
fight is
cams?
gonna be abysmal.
Sadly, I used to work with him.
They who fought so well at the beginning of the second map, though,
Spike down.
has let their attack side slip. And G2,
They're in form.
yeah, and
They're
about to send
finding
100
it.
Thieves home.
Double pistol,
Crazy
double bonus.
stuff. The
Wait, it wasn't double
elimination
bonus
match
at the
almost coming
beginning.
to a
Wait, was it
close
double
unless
bonus?
100 Thieves
Dude, it was.
has another
That was
round
just
in them to bring us to the overtime
devastating.
play. Again, they start at B. This time they flipped it, and it's going to be Xander lurking towards the A side of the map. Fault lines
Dude,
coming
double pistol,
through.
double
Just
bonus.
initial
You got to
utility
change your
here
comp after
being used
this.
so early makes me think it's going to be another
Something's
30
horrendously
second,
wrong.
40-second hit here, Vans, on the round. So expect it to be the walkabout towards A before we get another hit.
It seems to
Okay,
go back
these are the
down
rounds that
towards
look the most
ALC.
convincing, though,
And
to be
Mayhem
fair.
just wait there.
Like, this is
That has
actually
been a
kind
pain
of
point. 100 Thieves never able to come outside of A Heaven
got
to
the
flood
best
into the
opportunity.
site.
Double ult to force over towards
This might
site.
be
It's
the
not
Hail
any
Mary
kind of
to just
crazy ult
bring
to retake.
Asna's showstopper
It pretty much
into
just
main.
comes down to can Valen
Smoke
get
at the
like
right spots, get
anything
that hit, especially now
when
that
he
you're able to
spams
avoid the
through.
drone.
Here comes the Teo Salvos, waiting for that
Last potential
smoke.
stand, the last potential
Dude, do
push
they
from
no
100
smoke?
Thieves.
So, wait, I kind of like it. They don't
Avoided
smoke.
the
They smoke
operator.
heaven. They can't spam through the smoke, so they can actually get there because obviously they can all focus here. Wait, this is a nice change-up from them.
In favor of 100 Thieves to keep it alive, to keep it going into overtime.
3-person hold a spawn.
3 here. And they are all deadly ready for this situation. But is it ready for Jogamo? They muzzle him for a moment. But is it long enough? The rest of the team continues
this guy
to
hears
come
the
through from
jump
G2.
down.
Valen limping in with the rest of the squad here. A great setup by 100 Thieves, all pushed up to the front side of the site. Leaf with 2! A third, no. Asuna with the shorty is going to be able to answer.
Damn,
Gonna be able to capitalize
dude.
as
This was a
Cryo
nice
ends the
change-up
round.
from them.
And
I
ladies and
love the idea of
gentlemen,
no
we
smoke
have
over towards
overtime.
spawn. That was whoever called that was cool.
You need a
And they
Cryo
got wrecked by
Asuna.
the
Asuna to
this
also
is like them
step up
learning,
as
right?
the
They got
duelist
wrecked from
and
the
does
op
so
over
in
towards
round
heaven,
number
so that's
24.
when double smokes heaven.
Opens it up with the
Thinking that that op
showstopper,
might be set up over
grabbing the
towards
last
heaven,
few
so it's
kills,
cool.
holding
This is
the
like them
strings,
learning on the
watching
fly.
flank, and allows 100 Thieves to have some sort of breathing room into the overtime.
Ooh. The breathing room requires oxygen for both teams at this point. It is going long, and it is getting arduous right now as they continue to pressure. Both attacks looked a little bit better here, and we'll get G2 back onto that side to see what they can swing into the mix for this round.
No ops out for Jogamo on the attack side.
No.
Vandals, full shields across the board. Phantoms as well. And a different change, a different pace from 100 Thieves. Asuna inserted
Already?
now at the bottom. Some place that EU was holding in the very beginning when they were playing the bonus round. Oh, he's gonna get spotted.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Getting walled.
Oh.
Just
The box is his
took
friend. He
one
actually
bullet
gets out
across
very
two.
minimal damage. And he goes again. Asuna. He's playing with fire out here, and he's also in a dangerous spot to rotate out of that side event. You need assistance. Oh, you
He's
need
out
fast
again.
packs. All right, I stand
Dude,
corrected.
he's had a
Man
rough
just
round.
has every play
Imagine he
in the
gets
book
first
to get
kill
out, but he
still.
wants to peek again. How much util has he now
Anyone
drawn?
else will Want
That's
to
been
throw some more
amazing for
util at
the
him?
team if they can get this in their favor a little bit more with the first
Damn,
frag.
we got the fast
There it
kill
is.
still.
Heard the
Awesome
TP
round.
crossed
That's
over
kinda
towards the back of the
nuts.
site, though, so Giacomo cannot commit into the TP towards B. The main fight is B heaven.
Whoa,
You
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Step forward, Xander's there as well.
Whoa, what
my
was that that we
gosh.
just witnessed?
100 Thieves pull out a
Are they
round
gonna
we have
do it?
yet to see on Split where they all get aggressive. And that was a masterclass one from them, very much needed.
If anything, for Asuna to be able to avoid all that utility.
The problem is,
focusing all
there's a
of
problem.
G2's
But
resources
the only time
just
they've
to
had
try to flood
success is
Asuna
that
out.
A here,
Did
right?
not give a
Like
chance
going
for
A.
G2 to have
Like
more
fake pressure
control
mid,
to
go
fight
A.
back towards B heaven. And once they did, they tried to
So
find the
they're
timing
probably
for
gonna
Giacomo
call that.
pushing towards main. He whiffs a couple of shots.
He's calling this
Yeah.
timeout. Yeah, I mean,
And
he's
they
probably
shut
going to say
down
that as
G2
well,
on
though.
the push. Josh RT now calling the timeout to try to tie things again. They want to shut this down right now. There's been so many moments for G2 when they had the lead, when they had
Chinese
the push,
tournament
just
teams,
faltered
Paperex,
towards the end,
DRX,
and they lose in overtimes. Remember again,
XLG,
going
Billy,
back
Billy,
into Bangkok.
Trace.
Remember going
Prize
into
pool,
the series against
160k
Sentinels.
prize pool, Jesus.
If 100 Thieves are able to close this out, that might give them a chance here into Pearl.
Just to play on that memory, play on the
Exactly.
historical loss that
'Cause if-
G2 has there.
If it goes into Pearl, that is also PTSD for G2 in the grand finals against T1 of Bangkok. G2 needs to shut this down right now.
Okay,
That's the
so much of
timeout.
this talk
That's
is
why
going to be
Josh
about
RT is
here.
trying to get in their ear to figure out what they can do to bring this into another overtime round. Their defense has been strong. It looks like they'll keep it somewhat the same. Jog has been hovering
Dude, the
towards A,
spike's starting
unless he's playing
over
that operator
towards
line at
B. Are
B.
we going to try and start one and
Oh,
actually go
both
B?
initiators, though, are going to be pressed up to the front for G2.
Done
Trent and
early?
Jonah
Wait,
P
what-
are
dude,
right
what
at the
is-
front gate,
Priest, you got to give
ready
me
to
A,
ring the bell
man.
when the round starts. Let's see if they're just there for delay or there for a hit. It looks like a hit.
Dude, the stun back might be deadly.
Oh, they get hit back. That's going to be Trent actually
Oh
dislodged
boy,
from
hold
the
up.
team
100
as he
Thieves
takes
might
him
have
down.
been on top of this.
They were not on the same W timing as the fault line had to come out from Jonah P first.
Jonah's out in the open, 39 HP.
Oh,
Big flash.
Can't turn it. Team's not there to help as well as Jogamo's just behind a smoke that put up by 100 Thieves to make this play that much more successful. The 5v3 instantly on what could be the round that pushes up to map 3.
That was a crazy play. If that was what was called here from Josh RT on the timeout, you were just hoping here that Trent would get one or two with that double initiator hold. But all of 100 Thieves read it correctly as well. They countered util at the same time and just punished the players one by one. Now there's no more stalls coming out from G2. This should allow 100 Thieves to easily enter towards the B site and even close this second map.
They could even get an ult here if they
in.
wanted.
Flows towards the back of the site.
They're gonna get
Textbook
ult,
hit.
right?
Smokes are
Bro,
up. and
E
yeah,
the
they
spike?
expect to take a little bit of
Ah,
spam in, but
nice,
it's how they
guys.
reposition for the end
think
of
we've done
this.
it.
Do they sit G2 down and
30
take us to
seconds
Pearl with this round? Leaf and Valen
A
are going to be
wolf
attacking
spawn,
from the top
with the
side.
plant,
It's
they
just
get all
Giacomo
ult
to
can
try
go
and get it from the
heaven.
bottom. No util for them really to use on this take. Asuna starts him off right. Xander with another
Damn,
one. That's gonna be the
dude.
round.
Damn,
100 Thieves
they managed
stay
to do it.
alive in the series.
Okay,
In
we
the
get to a
playoffs,
third
and
map.
We're going to a map 3.
I still think that it got
3 versus 5
incredibly
that
close
G2
considering it was pistol
Could
bonus,
not even
pistol
get the right
bonus, but
util to try to flood back
a
into
win's
the
a
sights.
win.
The one-way smoke that was supposed to be towards the orange side was